10-year-old boy shot over the weekend. His condition is improving tonight, but the fears are still running high in his hometown.
The shooting is the latest in a string of violent acts in rural Grant County, and police there believe it will get worse unless the community steps in to help. KXLY4's Tori Brunetti was in Royal City today, and Tori, there are two rival gangs that have people in this community scared.
Yes, the intimidation factor is huge in Grant County, specifically in areas like Royal City, where the amount of active gang members far outnumber the amount of police officers. In Royal City, there are 50 known gang members and only 3 officers. And with the community afraid to speak out, law enforcement says these gangs will continue to thrive.
Bullet holes riddle this trailer just outside of Royal City. The bullets were meant for someone who doesn't live there anymore, but ended up hitting a sleeping 10-year-old boy.
Bullets go where bullets go, and they don't give a rat's behind about where they might go.
Grant County has seen 13 gang-related drive-by shootings since January. In Royal City, reminders of the growing gang problem are everywhere.
This graffiti was put here right after that 10-year-old boy was shot, and officials say it calls for a violent retaliation.
The only way to try to get a foothold on any effort at all to try to live in peace is the community has just got to get together, period.
Right now, the community is in fear.
The intimidation factor there is overwhelming.
Most business owners wouldn't talk on camera, saying they didn't want their buildings tagged, their windows shut out, or worse. But not Leslie Fanning. She has lived there for 35 years.
I'm not scared. What could they do to you? Kill you? Well, if I lose my life, I'm going to heaven.
Leslie is now watching her grandchildren grow up in a town that is much different than when she was young.
I always tell my grandson, you know, Grandpa belonged to a gang when he was in high school. It was called football.
And without people like Leslie who are willing to stand up to the violence, the outnumbered police fear the worst.
These guys are becoming increasingly violent, and I don't blame people, but somewhere we've got to draw the line in the sand and say we're not going to tolerate this anymore.
And it's sad to see people that have lived there for generations that enjoy living there, but there is this growing gang presence, and they're accepting members as young as 8 years old.
This is so disturbing, and you can understand why they're afraid, but what can people do?
Well, like you said, police do understand why they're afraid because these gang members don't have the same respect for life that you and I do, but they say they just need to know, be good witnesses, call them, send them letters. They don't need to know your name. They just need to know what's going on so then they can organize their resources as effectively as possible.
All right, well, we hope for the best for Royal City.